Oh my god, I actually want to just cry after that video. Like, I actually just want to cry. Hello, ladies and lads. It is Katie back with another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about something. How would I put this into words? I think that it resonates from hell. No one really knows exactly what it resonates from, but my guess is like a black hole. I'm going to be talking about the highly loved exams of the Leaving Certificate 2018. Sorry, just excuse me, I am really sick. The Leaving Cert did this to me, so you can tell that I have a great deep love and joy for this beautiful, I don't know what to call it. It was absolutely shocking. You know, like, I'm just trying to choose my words very carefully here because I think that SEC are cheeky. Our Leaving Cert has been one of the hardest, quoting here, one of the hardest, most difficult years for the Leaving Certificate. I just have a few things to say about the lovely decisions that SEC made. Well, I don't even know where to start because the LC is... I have no words. Let's just start about it in general, you know. Before you even get into 6th year, the summer of 5th year, people start to tell you, so the Leaving Cert is coming soon. It's in like 9 months. Why are you talking to me about it now? Let me just enjoy my freedom. It's like a trap door. Everything's going great and then you're just dropped straight into it because these people have done the Leaving Cert before and they know that it just creeps up on ya. One moment you're having some fun in Ibiza with your mates and the next moment you're sitting in your mocks, which is, you know, just a joyful time. My brain is actually fried. I'm so sick. I can't even speak English properly because I basically used my whole English vocabulary on those English papers. Now let's talk about the English papers, shall we? Everyone loves a good English paper 1 because there's not a lot of study that you can really do. It's all about if you can write a letter and those sort of things. You know, you don't really need to jump straight into learning, you know, your good old Macbeth or I forget any of the others. We all went in because it was our first exam and we were all like, oh yeah, this will be grand, you know, a great ease into it. Like walking down a hill. No. It was like walking off a cliff into like a bottomless pit of the Leaving Cert because they decided, lovely, sexy SEC, to put paper 2 on paper 1. I thought that was like illegal. Like, I did not think that you could put something that was supposed to be on paper 2 on paper 1. If you're like me, you're not actually that prepared for English paper 2 when you have English paper 1 the day before. English paper 1, what a thrill. Now let's talk about the good old maths papers. Paper 1, now I'm not gonna lie, I fucking hated it. The one thing that I didn't really look over that much was sequences and series because it's not really something that comes up quite a lot. But paper 1 was pretty much sequences and series. Like, it wasn't a paper 1. No effing financial maths. Which is like the one thing that I feel that I could really do. Financial maths, you know, what a great crack. It has this little joy about it where you're like, do I understand the mathematics course? No, but I think I do because I can do this one financial maths question. So I spent hours on this because I was like, you know what, I'm going to perfect this so I can get full marks on a financial maths question. I was scrolling through this paper like a headless chicken. Anyway, the paper finished. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't great. Okay, paper 2. You know, I'll just study all paper 2, get my theorems down, you know, stuff that I know will definitely help me. I left all of paper 1 behind me. And when I opened up that bad boy of a paper, I fucking saw a financial maths question. Now, if this question was put on the Friday on the paper 1, I would have been able to answer that no problem. But since I had scraped all of that lovely knowledge from my brain, I had no clue what they were talking about. Like, I honestly just couldn't answer it. I was like, what is going on? I spent a good solid like half an hour just trying to figure out how to read the question to make sure it was a financial maths question. Moving on. Fun fact about 6th year. I wasn't really a big coffee drinker before 6th year. During the period of 6th year, I began drinking coffee about 5 times a day. I felt like I needed it to get through the year. Every day you were getting so much work thrown on you, and then the teacher was like, you should be doing about 4 hours of study per subject each night, and that's not including your homework. So let me just rethink that, right? I was doing about 7 subjects. 4 hours of each subject. That's like 28 hours. That's more than a fucking day. Some of the tasks the teachers ask you to do, you physically can't do it. So you get to this point in 6th year where you're like, oh, that homework was optional because I had to study economics for 4 hours straight because I had to know my definitions for the test the next day. So that's when the coffee adrenaline started. I think 6th year was my least productive year out of all of my years. I went to the library once, and when I went, there were 3rd years doing 10 times more work than I was. I think I went on about 6 coffee breaks in an hour period. But I was getting less done at home. I was doing after school activities because I was told fitness is great for the study life. I think I had more mental breakdowns about sport than I actually did about my subjects. I'd recommend obviously staying fit, but I ended up turning to fitness as procrastination. It was like productive procrastination for a healthy lifestyle, but like unproductive procrastination for actually like studying. Next topic, MAGA. At the beginning of 6th year, I overheard some lasses talking about MAGA and that they had already booked it over the summer of 5th year. And I was like, well, why would you bother spending €1,000 on plane tickets, staying in BH for like 4 or 5 days and then spending like €500-600 when you're there just to get into clubs and all that. But now I fucking understand it. All I wanted to do the minute I walked out of that hellhole of a school was just drink. The information has already effed up your brain. Alcohol's not even gonna make a dent. Shall we just talk about the different stages of the Leaving Cert? The first one, the beginning of 6th year. You're trying to get into a routine. You know, this is stage 1. You're like, you know what, it's grand. I'll be prepared for the Leaving Cert. It's the beginning. We'll just do like half an hour a night of just looking over stuff. Then it gets to the second stage, like just after Christmas. You know, you're on that slight little break before the mocks. You get fucking stressed, basically. That is your second stage. You start getting stressed because you're like, oh God, I know nothing. But then you reassure yourself and you're like, you know what, we haven't learned the course, the full courses yet. So I'm fine. I'm fine. It will be fine. I'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Fine. That word becomes the main word of your vocabulary. Fine. But you're not fucking fine. There's the next stage. It's like that period where you're happy that you finished the mocks and you're just like excited, you know? You're like, yes, I finished the mocks, you know, it wasn't that bad. The orals are coming up soon. Thinking about the orals, but you're not actually really doing anything. You're saying that watching TG Cahir for 10 minutes is Irish study, you know? Like that's where you're at. And the orals come around, you go in there, you get a couple questions here and there, and you're done. Then you're like, oh, I should probably be studying. Month goes by. Should be studying, but you're not. You start to admit to yourself you're not really gonna study until like a month before the Leaving Cert. A week before the Leaving Cert comes and you, the next stage is you start to admit defeat. Try to reassure yourself, it's just my Leaving Cert. You're fine. And then it actually starts. And the mental breakdown stage starts. You know, it's kind of like the Britney crisis on steroids. Your parents are like, we'll still love you no matter what. And then you're like, yeah, wait until the results come out. And then we'll see if you'll disown me then, or would you like to disown me, you know, before. It's like pre-order with your child. The Leaving Cert has literally blown my mind out of my brain. And not in a good way. You know, the final stage is you finish your Leaving Cert and you're not actually relieved that it's over. You're just like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? It's like someone gives you one armband that's like slightly deflated, kind of floats, but not really, and you're dropped in the middle of the fucking sea. And it's like enough to get you back to shore, but you're also not entirely sure if you're gonna make it or not. That's how I would explain the year of the LC to you. Next topic, burning books and notes. I saw on some of my friends' Snapchat stories that they're burning their notes and their books. And I wanted to do that so badly. I've been thinking about this since the beginning of 5th year. Like, yes, the minute I'm finished the Leaving Cert, burning all my books. No, I would, but I might have to repeat. How do people actually get into college? Like, it confuses me so much. Anyway, those are just a couple of things that I thought about the Leaving Cert. If you still have to do it, you'll be fine. Good luck.